Hi everyone, my name is Bima Schmidt and I'm a senior scientist at Cochrane, South Africa at the South African Medical Research Council. I'm really excited to be your facilitator for this week and I look forward to interacting with you online and at the contact session. This week's session is on assessing the methodological limitations of included or primary studies. Just to say that we can refer to this stage in the QES process in different ways. For example, we can refer to it as assessing methodological strengths and limitations, or assessing the quality of primary studies, or critical appraisal of primary studies. The primary studies that we are talking about are the included studies in the QES. Critical appraisal is the process of systematically examining research evidence to assess its validity, results, and relevance before using it to inform a decision. So this is really about determining whether the studies that we've included in our QES are of poor or good quality. We use a critical appraisal tool or checklist because it provides us with an analytical process for thinking about how the methods in the included study are applied, whether the methods are appropriate to address the aims or objectives of the study, and whether the biases were minimized in that study. There was previously a debate in the literature about whether assessing the methodological quality of primary studies is necessary. There are two sides to this debate. On the one hand, think about it this way. End users of findings from a primary qualitative study or a QES will likely make judgments about the quality of the research that they are presented with, and they likely make these judgments in an ad hoc manner. So assessing the methodological quality of primary studies allows judgments about the research to be conducted and presented in a transparent and systematic manner. There are several benefits of critical appraisal. For example, it gives us or end users an indicator of how trustworthy the research or findings are. It provides us with a summary of the methods used, and it helps us in interpreting findings, or it helps us to caution end users about methodological concerns that we may have. The second part of the debate has to do with the review authors choosing not to assess methodological quality of primary or included studies because of philosophical objections. For example, they may have perceptions that studies do not need to explicitly report on all methodological aspects, or they forego this stage of the QES because of time or resource constraints. Currently, the debate has shifted from whether to conduct critical appraisal to actually which tools to use. There's a range of critical appraisal tools. Some are checklists, while others provide guidance. A checklist has tangible indicators that we can look for in primary studies. There are a few criteria on the checklist that collectively tell us about the quality of a study. They are therefore explicit and comprehensive about aspects related to the research or the research process, whereas a guidance provides a list of things to consider about the quality of studies. So it serves more as a reminder of things to look out for about the quality of a study, and it is not explicit, so there are no clear indicators, or it is not always appropriate for use in all research contexts. Here I present you with a commonly used critical appraisal tool. This tool is particularly popular amongst qualitative review teams. The tool consists of 3 sections with a total of 10 questions. The 3 sections provide answers to these overarching questions. Firstly, are the results of the study valid? What are the results? And will the results help locally? Each section has sub-questions which we can answer to with a yes, can't tell, or no. Some things to consider about CASP is that it does not address interpretive or theoretical validity. That means it does not tell us about the degree or the extent of the degree to which interpretations or explanations developed in the study fit with the raw data. And CASP was not developed specifically for QES. It is a critical appraisal tool for any type of qualitative research. So as you can see, the first section has 6 questions which are presented on the left side in blue, and some hints are provided for on the right-hand side in orange. The comment boxes are very important. For every decision we make, whether it's yes, can't tell, or no, we need to provide a brief explanation. And this is the part that contributes to the transparency. Another review author or someone else can see why we made a particular decision about a study. The second section has 3 questions, and the last section has 1. And we go through these questions in the same manner that I have explained. So as you can see at the end of the checklist, there is no way of tallying up the assessment. So you can't score the yeses and the nos and the can't tells and come up with a cumulative total. But later on in the QES process, we will look at how the assessment of the quality of the included primary studies contributes to the overall assessment of the review findings. We will learn more then about how to deal with the information we get from here. But what we should be able to do up to this stage in the QES process is to examine or investigate the quality of included primary studies. There's no particular guidance on how to use a critical appraisal tool. There are so many tools. I would say choose one that is similar to the QES that you are conducting, or use the CASP tool because it is widely used and you can easily read up about its pros and cons. And also you may choose a critical appraisal tool and modify it. So the examples that I've provided, the Down and the Cooper reviews, you will see in those reviews that the authors have modified the CASP tool to suit their needs. And I would encourage you to do the same thing, but please consider that you include the following topic areas in your quality assessment. Firstly, study aims and research questions, congruence between aims or questions and design or methods, participant identification, sampling and data collection, and the application of the methods, the richness of findings, explorations of deviant cases or alternative explanations, and reflexivity. So we've come to the end of this short presentation, and I would like to acknowledge the different sources that I drew on. You're welcome to also go and look at these sources and read a bit more about critical appraisal or assessing the methodological limitations of primary or included studies. I've allowed time for you to do the exercise and kept the presentation short because this is a very practical session. And please do share any comments, questions in the forum and at the contact session later in this week. Thank you all, and I look forward to our interaction throughout the week.